Featured performer this evening is Morgan. Morgan is a Jewish non-binary writer, photographer, and filmmaker born and raised on the unceded Mi'kmaq territories in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Morgan started making films in high school and had her first screening at Viewfinder's International Festival for Youth. Morgan has since taken part in Atlantic Filmmakers Cooperative 1 Minute Film Program and in 2012's Out East Film Festival's Artist in Residence while working on a documentary about Halifax's drag families. Morgan's latest film, NB, has screened at the Vancouver Queer Film Festival and Inside Out Toronto and will make its international premiere at the Harvey Milk Festival. Morgan's work explores intersecting identities through uncertainty, grief, and dark humor. Zay is currently working on Pedal Street and developing their next project, Inch by Inch. You can find a link to Morgan's Instagram account on Zer's bio page on Surrey Muse's website. Please welcome Morgan.
Hi everyone, I'm Morgan, coming to you from the ancestral and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, and I'm very grateful to be living here. Thank you so much to Surrey Muse, Fawzi and Randeep for inviting me to present my work. As a newer artist, it's an honor and a privilege to be listed among such talented and established creators. Today I'll be sharing the first episode of my latest film project, NB, footage of an art gallery installation piece, and a few poems. NB premiered earlier this year at the Inside Out Film Festival in Toronto and went on to screen at the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. It also had a screening that accompanied my installation piece. Here's the first episode of the web series.
Change, bodies rearranged, what the hell is going on?
What, NB?
What I want to say is,
NB, just spit it out.
I'm queer.
Yeah?
Well, I opened my mailbox up the other day and there it was! My official certificate from the Pride Embassy.
Well, that was bad on their part because I've known you're queer since you were 8.
And you didn't tell me.
I thought you knew.
You know what it was like growing up? Moving around so much, never getting a chance to put roots in.
Yeah, I know, sis.
And it's sibling now, not sis or anything.
Sibling? This is my sibling. My sibling is a queer.
Does that make sense?
Oh, please. I'm in tune with the new wave. I'll be in tune.
Would you ladies like to try some ice cream?
It's folks, actually.
Sorry?
Just that not all female-looking people are ladies. Just that not everything is black and white, or gay and straight, or even cis and trans. There's a middle and it's non-binary.
I'm gay, sweetie.
Oh, we're part of the same community.
She just came out.
They
just came out.
Oh, congrats. Are you gonna try some ice cream or what?
But it's all melted.
Yeah, so?
This is what it's gonna be like for the rest of my life, isn't it?
Do you want a parade or something? Go change your Facebook info like the rest of us.
Don't listen to him. Take a shot.
that you bore me. Life is overwhelming and that's a fact. Try to reenact the earlier parts. This is all about the human side of parts. Spinning upside down, I'm blade to stop the drowning in this body that just isn't mine. Time to hit this box, don't fit, I'll be the only one who saw that it never did.
If you'd like to watch the rest of the series, it will be posted on our YouTube page, NB Series, and through our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Next, I'd like to share a virtual walkthrough and reading of the interdisciplinary gallery installation I designed with the help of my friend, Jay Gertzen. This piece, entitled Brunch, is currently on display at the Sidney and Gertrude Zach Gallery at the Jewish Community Center as the centerpiece of the Chosen Family exhibit curated in partnership with JQD Vancouver. I created this piece based on a poem I wrote, inspired by the challenges of coming out as non-binary to family. It reflects the ups and downs of seeking acceptance, finding our way, and the joy of being able to put our differences aside to support, nourish, and live authentically with one another. This piece has a deeper meaning for me because it was originally conceptualized in my childhood home around our dining room table with the painstaking help of my mother. Many of the items on display in the gallery are borrowed from her home. But it wouldn't be possible to show this work without Jay's incredibly realistic clay sculptures of the food. In this sense, this piece is truly a blend of my biological and chosen family's help and support. Family time means meals shared, a time for dirty laundry to be aired. Telling them your truth takes guts, especially when they drive you. They may not have a clue what it all means, but they'll poke and pry till you. Probably they'll have to pick when you tell them you've never been a chick. Sadly, some will be told to, while others take the hint and usually the risk is worth the gamble, but finding yourself can be It's okay to turn to prayer. Being on your own is hard to Your household has some to do. In the meantime, find a new crew. With time, great friends are family too. By birth or by choice, family means sticking it out. We all deserve a chance to. But let's not get too far ahead before we have time to. Striking a balance can be tricky. A foot in each world may be. But a place to belong is the knees, even when someone Brunch is a piece inspired by my family's late Sunday morning meals. It includes the traditional foods I grew up eating with them. The next layer is the worry that I started to outgrow brunch and the safety of my family. The concern of having to disclose something I knew they would not take well, and the anticipation of having to find other people to share a meal with. The color scheme reflects the shift from expectations to self-discovery. The words are my hope that even though things seem bleak, people will find comfort in them, each other, or at least the humor of the situation. Family comes in all shapes, sizes, and customs. But at the end of the meal, there's one sure way to know who is comfortable around each other and who is still holding back the things that make us human. If you're interested in taking a closer look at this piece, it will be on display until the end of September. The next piece of poetry I'd like to share was published in the Jewish tranzine called Dodi, available to order through the link below. Coin toss. Caught between two sides of a coin, bound to fall one way or the other, cannot continue this rigid balancing act. Is it better to err on the side of caution, do what you've always done, go with what you know, or should you stop and listen to the voice within that cannot be silenced, encouraging you to go against the flow, yearning for the freedom to express all parts of oneself, just not to everyone you meet. Surviving is knowing when and who to expose each part to. Oftentimes, no one at all, just keep hidden, protected by the privilege of your invisible differences, a minority within a minority, locked in conflict, battling for the right to exist, each in their own right, impossible to coexist. Or is it? Who says you can't be both, embody both, in one body, connected to contradictory beliefs, to be grateful for what you've been given, but also do what is in your power to change, for the better or worse? Because you never really know until you go through with it. All you know is you've been going without this whole time, and the customs you've been accustomed to are no longer fulfilling this other emerging side of you. So go explore, pull together a new sense of self, piece by piece. But there is no peace. Each new alteration arguing against the last edition. How can one body hold history, accommodate a new world order, honor the past, celebrate the present, and anticipate a better future? The next one is called Dying Forest. My heart breaks for a dying forest, like the sticks beneath my feet, snapping with each step. Once long limbs full of promise, branching out from the core, intertwining with their neighbors, strong and steady, but willing to sway. Now discarded, lying on the forest floor, lifeless logs lay rotting. Damp and dreary, home for some, severed from surrounding stumps. Destruction in all directions, a shadow of its former glory. Trunks stripped of bark, stand naked and exposed, speckled with holes, left by the burrowing beetles, gnawing away at all that history. Mine, yours, and theirs. For hundreds of years these trees line the shores, now they're gone and nothing is sure. So I stumble through the well-trampled trails, once providing cover and escape, full of memories of simpler times, when we'd walk together, you'd show me the way. Yet I was determined to find a new path, even if it meant fighting through the growth. That poor dying forest, once so thick and lush, brimming with potential and adventure, freedom and serenity. Many years have passed since then. I left that forest full of hope. I returned to find it ravaged. When the battle came to blows, the poor maples, oaks, and birch were no match for that hurricane's force. Only a few survived the storm. That dying forest is sparse. Trees so thin and young provide no protection from the world. I walk through our old haunts alone, haunted by your memory, grasping for some green, praying one day the seeds I plant will sprout up on their own, unafraid to take a wild leap and move on from all I've known. This next one is a photo poem piece selected to be part of the virtual exhibit called Queer at the Root. I took the picture while flying home over Nova Scotia. Going home was once a hassle, with so many people to see. Never enough time to spend with them all, but now all my time is free. It only takes one trip to visit my family. Lying together in the same place, I leave a stone for every fallen member of my tree. Now on a lighter note, this one's just for fun. An ode to thee, with you is my favorite place to be. Calling to me near and far, I'll fly to wherever you are. I'm drawn to you like a ship to shore. At the end of the day, you're all I'm looking for. Wrapped up in warmth, nestled in the nude, putting off the moment when our paths must part, weighing so heavy on my heart. I dread having to leave with a sigh and a heave. I hoist myself away, all the while wishing I could stay. Daydreaming of our nights together, surrounded by pillows of feather. Comfort fit for a king, your praise I continue to sing. For all the bad washes away, when with you I get to lay, back again I've been led to my one, my only, my bed. Thank you again to Surrey Muse and everyone watching, supporting and making space for local artists. I'd like to end with another photo poem. I snapped this picture of a little critter hanging out with me on my balcony during lockdown. weaving your way in and out, long stretches, forming the foundation, dips and dives that circle round, the point in the middle, where you rest, creation put to test.